Hello students, welcome to my channel The English Angel. Today we'll discuss the poem Fire and Ice. Children, this poem is a very simple poem. Only one thing which you have to keep in mind is that fire and ice which have been used here in the poem are not the actual fire and ice. They are used here as a symbol of few human emotions such as hatred, desire, and coldness in the relations. So let's begin with the poem. The poet of the poem is Robert Frost. He is an American poet, and a very famous poem written by him, which you must have read also, The Road Not Taken, that was also written by Robert Frost. So the poetic devices which have been used here in the poem are imagery and symbolism. Since I told you that fire and ice, they are not the actual fire and ice, they have been used here as an image or as a symbol of human emotions which are desire, hatred and coldness, indifference. All these emotions have been presented here in the image of ice and fire. So now comes the next poetic device, that is paradox. Paradox means a statement which seems true when we look at it, but when we look into the deep meaning of that statement, that may look illogical, that may seem illogical or untrue. So here in the poem, the poet says if it has to perish twice, that means if the word has to perish twice. So what's the meaning of this perish? Look down in the left corner. Perish means to die, to go off, to finish, to end. So that means if the word has to finish or to end twice, so that may be illogical also. It looks okay if it has to perish twice, but the meaning may not be true. So there is a paradox here. So again children comes alliteration. Alliteration everyone is very well aware. Then whenever there is a repetition of same sound in the same line, that is called alliteration. That is as some say, favor, fire. Okay, so that is clear now. So now there may be a one term for few students, that is enjambment. This means when a statement or a sentence is split into 2, 3, 4 sentences. There is a one sentence only, but it has been split into 3, 4 or 2, 3 sentences by the poet. That is called enjambment. So the last 3 lines of the poem is to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. This is a one sentence only, but it has been split up into 3 different sentences, 3 different lines, not sentences, and it ends here with a full stop. There are no full stop here, there are no full stop here, there is only a full stop at the end of the line. So this is called enjambment. So now the rhyming scheme of the poem is the first line rhyming scheme has been followed in the third and the fourth line. Finish. Then the second line rhyming scheme is followed in fifth, seventh and ninth line, and sixth and eighth line is the same. After that the difficult words which you may see in the poem, that is the perish. Perish means we have discussed die or go off. Suffice means sufficient and enough. So let's start with the poem summary. Let's explain the poem now. It says, some say the word will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. The poet is saying here that few people are saying, few people say that the word will end in fire. Fire is a symbol of desire here. Desire which results into hatred. Hatred towards other human beings. Because everything in the world is driven by desire. And when we are driven by desire, not by, then we don't have the emotions of kindness and sympathy or consideration or caring attitude for others. So this fire, this desire actually turns us into a human being which hates other human beings. And when this hatred comes among human beings, then it leads to the death of humanity. And death of humanity is a symbolical meaning it has been presented into a symbolical meaning that the world will end, because if there is no humanity, no human relations are not warm, then it is just as similar to the that world is dead. There is no humanity, that means the world is dead. So that second line, the poet is saying, some say in ice. In ice means that coldness in relations, the kind of feelings today we nurture is the indifference towards the fellow human beings. We ignore to help each other. Suppose if we look in the train or in the bus, if you observe that if some old lady or man or somebody not well, they are standing in bus and car in train, we don't offer our seats to them. Generally people don't offer. So that means there is a coldness. We nourish this kind of feeling. We nurse this kind of feeling of indifference towards each other. That we are not bothered about what sufferings and pains the other human beings are going through. So this kind of feeling, apathetic towards others, this kind of feeling is presented here as a coldness in the relationship. Like we don't show sympathy in if our relatives are not well, or they are suffering or are in pain. If some known or unknown people, if they are in pain, then we have ill feelings for them. We don't nourish a good and well wishing feelings for them. We nourish or nurture animosity for the people which are around us. So this kind of cold relationship, cold feeling which has fallen or which has come in our heart for the other human beings, this kind of coldness is actually making us dead people from inside. So if we are dead by this coldness or by the hatred, then we are dead, and it is similar to the situation, then the world is also dead. Now the poet is saying, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. He is saying, he is sharing his personal experience now. He is saying that I have also tasted desire, and I know, this is not written, but this is the hidden meaning, that I know that desire actually drives you crazy, and it develops the feeling of hatred for other human beings. So I go with the people, those who say that the world will end because of fire, because of desire, hatred, the world will end. So from my own personal experience with desire, I also go with them, those who say that the world will end because of the fire. So now he says, but if it had to perish twice, but suppose it happens that a word has to end twice, then I am totally in consent with those people who say that I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. He says that I am very much clear that for sure hatred will finish the world. But even if it has to end twice, then the destruction of world is possible through the coldness among the relationship also. That is also sufficient. If we are cold towards, indifferent towards other people, other fellow human beings, then also the world is dead. And if we have hatred for them, then also the humanity is dead. And if humanity and human relations are no more warm, that means the world is similar to dead people world. So there is a very deep meaning here, children, that we should be sympathetic and kind towards others. So now comes the words which you can use for hatred and coldness in relationships when you write the central idea or the answer for this poem. Dislike, hostility, bitterness, ill feeling, animosity. Apathy means lack of concern, lack of sympathy. Unfriendly, intolerance, we are intolerant towards other human beings, their viewpoints, their interest. We don't like anybody if we don't follow the same interest. We nurture the feeling of animosity and hostility towards them then. No warmth, the warmth which is a very much special feature of human beings, the warmth among human relations, that is not seen now. Indifference. We are indifferent to each other. So here the poem finishes, children.